Okay, so more B major pentatonic licks. So we're going to be in shape 1 here at the 7th fret. Yeah, so that's 7, 9, 6, 9, 6, 9, 6, 8, 7, 9, 7, 9. Those are the fret numbers, yeah? So that's major pentatonic shape 1, in this case B, because we're starting on the 7th fret, the note B on the low E string. So let's just again, we'll keep them simple and then you can build on them. So these are springboards, yeah? So we're on the top 2 strings. And of course I'm just using the scale shape. So on the top 2 strings, we're on frets, on the B and the top E string, we're on frets 7 and 9, and 7 and 9. And on the B string, so I pluck B string 7th fret, then I pluck it again, and immediately hammer on to the 9th fret. And then I go to 7th fret top E string, do a short staccato note, yeah, so release the pressure with this finger, the fretting finger, and then play a longer note on the same 7th fret, and then just let the note ring out straight just for a little bit, and then add vibrato. Or you can add vibrato immediately, but just for the purpose of the exercise, see if you can just have the note straight at first and then add a gentle, slow vibrato. So here's the springboard then. Fret 7 and 9 on the B string and fret 7 on the top E string, and we can add to that. So I'm going up into shape 2 of the major pentatonic now. But my hand is in such a shape, if I do here in shape 1 with fingers 1 and 3, so that's where I end my phrase on the root note B, and that's where I go to the major third. So I'm sliding to the major third from the minor third, flat third, major third, and I'm using my little finger, and as soon as I pluck the string, I slide up. Again, you can muck around with the expression, you can different permutations. You can leave it longer on the flat third, so it can be a really fast one, medium, and slow, yeah, so that you're actually really emphasizing that flat third. So again, just different options. Once you have this as a springboard, you can play it any way you want, put any timing to it you want, and more. Let's see, so we went to the major third there, and we can go to the major third the octave below, so whoops. So I'm going again, just top 2 strings, 7, 9, 7 on the top E string, and then I'm moving my first finger up to the G string, 7th fret, and then 8th fret, and I'm doing that as plucking each note, but you could do it as a hammer-on or a slide. And if you want to do it as a quick slide, you could use, it's difficult if the tempo is fast, it's difficult to get the first finger from the top E string to the G string in time. If it's slow, you know, if your song is at a slow tempo, then that's fine, but if it's fast, you're going to need to use a different finger to get that G string, so I would say the 2nd finger. And you could still make it a slide or a hammer on, just this time you'd be hammering on with the second, from the second to the third finger. Okay, so we had the resolved on the third here, or ended our phrase on the major third of the chord, because we're working around this E-shaped bar chord here, yeah, whether it's, you think of it as E major shaped bar chord or E7 shaped bar chord at the 7th fret, giving us either B major or B7. And we got this as our springboard, and then we can, that's resolving on the root, and that's resolving on the third, and there's the third an octave below, and of course we can resolve on the root an octave below. Now that doesn't sound too good, so I think we just go to the root, the octave below, yeah, so more variation from that simple movement, or that simple little phrase there. If you resolve to, you can resolve to the 5th. That doesn't sound great on the 1 chord. On the 4 chord, it can sound alright. It gives a sort of sus feel. On the 5 chord, it works on the 5 chord because you're resolving to the root of the 5 chord. In this case, F sharp. Okay, so that's resolving to the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. Now, a second lick. Let's just try that one. This is a simple one, resolving to the 5th of chord 1, and it could also be used for when the band's going to chord 5, because it's the root note of the 5. Okay, but if you're doing it over chord 1, you're resolving to the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what am I doing there? I'm sliding in on the G string from 7th fret to 8th fret. Then I'm getting the D string 9th fret and the A string 9th fret, and playing that A string note twice. And basically I'm making the shape of the E major bar chord. So I'm just doing an inversion of the chord that we're on, the B chord, yeah? So what is it? First inversion, second inversion. And a little variation on it, instead of just doing the notes of the chord, I'm going to climb down like that. So I'm going to slide again from the flat 3rd to the major 3rd, fret 7 to fret 8 on the G string, fret 9 on the D string, then I'm going to get that note fret 6 on the D string from the major pentatonic scale shape, and then I'm going to resolve on the 5th again. And then we can add to that, make it a longer line. So I've slid from the 7th fret to the 8th fret, or minor 3rd to major 3rd on the G string. Then I got 9th fret on the D string, 6th fret on the D string, 9th fret on the A string. Then I'm going to go back to 6th fret on the D string. You could use that as a phrase in itself. Yeah. So like adding the 6 to the 1 chord if you're on the 1 chord. And if you're on the 4 chord, it becomes the major 3rd of the 4 chord. and then it becomes the second or the ninth of the 5 chord. But anyway, you could stop there, or you could go back to the 5th of the chord, of the 1 chord, sorry. So that's fret 9 of the A string. Or, and that's resolving to the root, right? So again, it's the same lick, just altering the end. So slide from 7th fret to 8th fret on the G string, 9th fret on the D string, 6th fret on the D string, 9th fret on the A string, back to D string 6th fret, and then resolving on 7th fret of the low E string. Whoops. And if you wanted to, you could slide into that 9th fret on the A string from the fret below. And let's do one more around that. So we've resolved to the 5th, we've resolved to the 1, the root, and you could of course resolve to the 3rd, and there I'm sliding in from the minor 3rd to the major 3rd, so that's fret 5 on the A string to fret 6 on the A string to give you the major 3rd of the 1 chord B. Okay, so, and then we could, so that's, is that 3 licks? And then we could, we could just go up the scale rather than coming back down. Yeah, now in the last lesson, 3 major pentatonic licks, we had this one, which was going up the scale, sliding from the minor 3rd to the major 3rd on the A string, 5th fret to 6th fret, then 9th fret on the A string, then 6th fret on the D string, 9th fret on the D string, and that means we resolve at the root, end our phrase at the root note. And let's try adding a bit more to that phrase and resolve on the 3rd. So that was the same at first. I slid on the A string from the 5th to the 6th fret, then the 9th fret on the A string, then 6th fret on the D string, 9th fret on the D string, back to 6th fret on the D string, and then I'm well placed for my 2nd finger, if I'm using my 1st finger on the D string, for my 2nd finger to get the 7th fret of the G string and slide up, which is the minor 3rd, and slide up to the 8th fret, which is the major 3rd. That's on the G string. And again, the slide can be quick or slower, or you can do a hammer on or pluck both notes. Whoops. And there I added a little expression on the D string. So I got to the 6th fret of the D string, then I plucked the 6th fret again and did a quick hammer on to the 9th fret. Okay, so that was that phrase resolving on the root as we had in the last lesson. Now it's resolving on the 3rd. And it doesn't really sound great going to the 5th, does it? I guess we'll leave that one. Of course, you could go to the 5th. In my head at the moment, that's just sounding like we're going to the 5 chord in the progression. But that could work over the 1 chord, couldn't it? So that would be, again, that sort of springboard on the A string, sliding from 5th to 6th, then 9th fret on the D string, 6th and 9th fret. Then on the G string, 7th to 8th fret, and then if I'm doing that with my 2nd finger, I can use my 3rd finger pretty easily to get the 9th fret of the A string. And there's the 5th up there, up an octave. So after the slide from 7th to 8th fret of the G string, go to the 7th fret of the B string. Okay, and let's just use that shape on those low 3 strings once more. So this is a bit, the notes are coming faster. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and so what I'm doing there is 9th fret of the D string to 6th fret of the D string, and then 9th fret of the A string. Then I'm going to 1, 2, 3, there's some triplets, do, 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 ba, ba, ba. So the first triplet, 9, 6 on the D string, 9 on the A string, and then, oh, this is a long one, I'll stop now. So then you go back to the D string 6th fret, then A string 9th fret, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and then you're going to end on the 7th fret of the low E string. Now that could be a phrase, just resolving on the root. And you could go to the root up there on the 9th fret, you could go back to the 9th fret on the D string, and maybe slide from the 6th fret to the 9th fret. And then let's just put in that 3rd again. So we've gone the triplet thing of 9, 6, 9, 6, 9, 7. So D string, A string, D string, A string, E string, what we did before. Now we're just going to add that 5th to 6th fret on the A string to get the slide from the minor 3rd to the major 3rd. Okay, yeah, I think that's enough now. This one's gone on quite a long time. Okay, hope that helps.